So there is a new free agency story that actually could change everything in the WNBA. Like, yeah, there's Satu, but there is a combination deal of free agents that I think are going to completely change the fortune of whatever team they end up at. So it is Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. Alyssa Thomas, when out talking about her free agency with the Sun, said this: I'm focused on a rival right now. They have everything you possibly need here. They don't really have a lot of those things in Connecticut. I've been trying to absorb as much knowledge as I can. And the reality is the Connecticut are the cheapest owners in the W. Literally, like before the playoffs, their practice was cut short because of a 2-year-old's birthday party that needed to go ahead. So that's what you're looking at with the Connecticut Sun. And the reality of the situation is that DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas are not getting any younger. Like, DeWanna Bonner is 37 years old. I don't think Alyssa Thomas is quite as old. Yeah, she's going to be 33 next season, so it's not like she's super duper old or anything, but she is getting on in years. And obviously, DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas are a package deal. Like, one's not going anywhere without the other one. So, especially because I think they're engaged at the minute, and I think they've got a kid as well, so I don't think there's a scenario that they're not playing on the same team next year. Like, basketball-wise, if somehow the Fever did this would be the WNBA champions next year. Like, Alyssa Thomas is smart enough that she can play without being able to shoot. She's one of the best defenders in the W. DeWanna Bonner is a shooter. Even when she's not shooting well, she's an elite defender. Or she's at least elite length. Then with Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Leah Boston, it's just a super team. But it would have involved DeWanna Bonner taking a huge pay cut, and Alyssa Thomas is going to be cored. So Alyssa Thomas is going to be cored. You're going to have to trade something for her, and it would cost a decent chunk. Like, you'd probably have to trade Smith. You know what? Alyssa Smith would obviously be in the deal to keep Dejanay happy. It would be probably Smith, Katie Lou, and 8. Like, that's just money-wise to make that deal work. To make it a package deal, that's what you probably have to give up. And if you're the Fever, I do that in a heartbeat, but it's not going to happen. I think the reality of the situation is that the Phoenix Mercury, I think, are going to give it one last shot. The Mercury have all the facilities in the world. They have Matt Ishbia. If we know anything about Matt Ishbia, the guy is about to give Jimmy Butler a $60 million a year contract in the NBA. Like, he does not care about these old players. He doesn't care about losing money. He doesn't care. He'll do everything he can to try circumvent the salary cap. He does not care. He will pay as much as he can to win as quickly as possible. And if somehow Griner, Taurasi, Bonner, and Alyssa Thomas can be cored, so she's on a max anyway. But if Griner, Taurasi, and Bonner are just like, you know what, we've made enough money. 2 of those 3 have played in those leagues in Russia where you make millions. DeWanna Bonner's made good money over the years. So if they all just say, you know what, we want to win another championship, and somehow they all join together with Kalia Copper as the starting 5, and then you've got like Celeste Taylor. Tash Cloud would have to start for that team, wouldn't she? Like, Taurasi may be coming off the bench. Like, that team might win it all. Honestly, like. But looking at Reddit right here, people are saying all the cap space the Valkyries have. The problem is that the Valkyries literally can only, like, they have to core Moni Billings. So they don't have as much cap space you think, and they have to pay Temi Figbenle. They have to pay Chechi Zandalasini. Like, they don't have as much cap space you think, because they have to pay Zandalasini, they have to pay Julie Van Loo, they have to pay Temi Figbenle. All of them are going to command over 100k a year, so they have a lot less cap space than people think. Fully prepared to be heartbroken when trades are announced. As a Suns fan, be bummed if they left, but not surprised. Positive, especially with seemingly positive experience of Unrivaled. Hopefully Connecticut can get some draft assets in return. Dejanay spending all her recruiting hours trying to keep AT and DeWanna Bonner. Like, yeah, they're just not going to be able to do that. unrivaled as 2 seasons before it fails. AT to Indiana. I think basketball-wise, it would make a lot of sense, but I do think that they're going to go to Phoenix. I think they're going to go to Phoenix. DeWanna Bonner's already played in Phoenix, and I think with Alyssa Thomas talking about entering free agency, like, she's not as old as you think, and she plays. That's the biggest issue with Satu Sabally, is like, she plays like, she doesn't really play that much basketball. If we're being completely honest here, like, Satu does not play that much. Satu is injured an awful lot, and yeah, it's not an ideal, like, just health-wise for her. But at the end of the day, look, the Connecticut Sun are going to get something decent for Alyssa Thomas. The only, again, chance she has of going to Indiana. Like, Alyssa Thomas, like, I don't think DeWanna Bonner will, I think she'd gladly go to Indiana. With Alyssa Thomas, I don't know if she wants to go there, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people that were complaining about the Indiana Fever fans would gladly go to the Fever to make more money. I stand by that. Like, I think an awful lot of them genuinely would make that choice. I think there's not that many players in the WNBA that would turn down a max contract to go play with Indiana right now. And no matter what they say, I think there are not that many players. So, yeah, I would say obviously no chance of going to Liberty. I think it's unlikely they stay in Connecticut. The Valkyries have a lot less cap space than people think, because, again, they have to pay everybody. Unless, of course, all the players from Europe, they just send back. They're just like, yeah, we're not going to take any of you guys. But they don't have, I don't think any team has the money to pay DeWanna Bonner a max. I do think the Phoenix Mercury, there's been talk about that for a while, that DeWanna Bonner seems to want to finish her career in Phoenix. Phoenix have every one of the facilities there, and I just don't see with the way the WNBA is going, where every team's getting their practice facilities. Every team's playing in bigger and bigger arenas. Like, we saw the Connecticut Sun when they went to Boston and filled it out. And there's all talk about a Boston team, and the Sun owners have come out and said, no, we have rights. We have the right to this area. There's never going to be a team in Boston. We have the team in Connecticut. And that's the problem, is the owners of the Connecticut Sun, the Sun tribe, are the worst owners in the entire WNBA. And that includes Chicago, because at least the Chicago owners are trying to do something. At least the Sparks owners are trying to do something. At least these other owners are seeing what's going on with the other teams and are like, oh, we're kind of screwed if we don't fix things, so we're going to do it. Whereas the Sun have no intention of fixing anything. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know where you guys think these two players are going to go. My prediction is Phoenix, then maybe Golden State, but I don't see anywhere other than that. I give Indiana a 1% chance just because they have the cap room, but that's all I'm giving. I would say 75%. I'll give Connecticut 20% chance of keeping them. I'll go 4% for Valkyries. I'll go 75% for Phoenix. That's my prediction.